Powell says Fed doesn't need to be in a hurry to lower rates. What's the thought behind that?
Well, there's two I would say very basic fundamental reasons for Chairman Powell to say that. And it's what we just touched on, at least part of it. The labor market, the economy is doing pretty well. It's still pretty strong. And normally, what you don't want to do is necessarily lower rates in a relatively strong economy. In fact, the Fed, I think, basically is a little bit concerned that if the economy is roaring along pretty well, if they lower rates too much too fast, that could actually be inflationary. And as it is, the Fed has gotten much closer to their target, which I'll remind everybody on the program, it's 2% inflation rate is what they're trying to get to. They've made a lot of progress, good progress, got it down from over 9 where we were, after 20, 21 and so forth. But we haven't gotten to 2. We've been kind of stuck right around, got a little bit under 2 at one point, but it's been kind of hovering around 3 plus. And in fact, for the last few months, there's been a couple of periods where it was kind of trending up above 3, 3.1, 3.2. So when the Fed's looking at the fact, well, we haven't reached our target, and we haven't reached our target while the economy is continuing to roar along pretty well, that's a time where they're saying we're going to pause and kind of just keep an eye on this. We need to see more evidence that maybe the labor market's softening up. We need to see more evidence with the future inflation numbers over the next 2 or 3 months. Are we getting closer to that 2% target? And if we're not, they're going to probably stay in a pause position for an extended period of time. And that is why on Wednesday, when this was announced, the stock market initially sold off. The bond market initially jumped out of concern that maybe there's no Fed rate cuts coming anytime soon. And then again, what does that mean? As we've been saying, rates higher for longer. I think we're going to be in a 6+ range probably all of this year, and maybe even a part of 26. And maybe after that, we could hopefully get lower 6s into the 5s. The point of all that being higher for longer, I think, is the new normal.